In the world of internet horror, few tales are as haunting as the Left-Right game. It began as a creepy urban legend on Reddit's No Sleep forum, a simple driving game that supposedly opens the door to another reality. The rules sound innocent: get in your car, drive, and alternate your turns, left, then right, then left, and so on. But as the story goes, if you do this long enough, you might just find something unbelievable on the road ahead. What starts as an ordinary road trip turns into a surreal journey into the unknown, with each turn taking you further from the world you know. In this video, we delve into the chilling story of the Left-Right game, following a journalist's quest to uncover the truth behind the legend and the terrifying consequences that await those who dare to play. Every legend has an origin, and the Left-Right game first emerged online in 2017 as a series of posts by author Jack Anderson as username Neon Tempo on Reddit's r/NoSleep. No Sleep is a community where readers pretend every horror story is true, and Anderson's series, titled Has Anyone Heard of the Left-Right Game?, was presented as a real, unfolding mystery. The story gained a cult following for its inventive mix of urban legend and sci-fi horror. Readers were drawn in by the premise. A journalist named Alice Sharman investigates a bizarre rumor about a road that might lead to parallel worlds. With its format of forum posts and in-character comments, the tale felt immersive and realistic, blurring the line between fact and fiction. This grassroots popularity set the stage for the story's expansion beyond Reddit. At the heart of the story is the game itself, a simple set of driving instructions that allegedly open a gateway to the extraordinary. How do you play? Start in a city. The original tale is set in Phoenix, Arizona. Take the first left turn, then the next right turn, then left, then right, and so on, alternating indefinitely. Mundane as that sounds, those who tried this game claim that after enough turns, reality begins to unravel. Drivers report reaching a point where the surroundings change in impossible ways. The landscape becomes eerily quiet, roads appear that don't exist on any map, and eventually, a tunnel emerges ahead. This tunnel is the threshold. According to the legend, once you pass through this tunnel, there's no going back. You've left the normal world behind. From here on, the road you're on isn't on Earth as we know it. It's what the characters in the story simply call the road, and it has a life of its own. The road alters reality and tests anyone who travels it. Crucially, you must follow specific rules at each step, or risk becoming another of the road's victims. It's a dangerous game of navigation and obedience. One wrong move, and you might never find your way home. In Jack Anderson's story, Alice Sharman is an idealistic British journalist determined to make a name for herself. She discovers the Left-Right game through a man named Rob Guthard, an American paranormal enthusiast who claims to have played the game before. Sensing a great story, Alice flies to the US and joins Rob's small convoy of adventurers to document their journey down the road. Early one morning, the group sets out in 2 off-road vehicles, equipped with cameras and walkie-talkies, recording every turn. The mood is hopeful and curious as they navigate the city grid, dutifully turning left then right, left then right. At first, nothing much happens, just the regular streets of Phoenix gliding by. Skepticism is high, especially for Alice, who wonders if this is all an elaborate wild goose chase. But Rob is confident. He's been this way before. Turn after turn, block after block, the city begins to feel oddly empty. The usual sounds of morning, chirping birds, distant traffic, have faded. Street signs appear with names that don't quite make sense or have letters missing. Just when Alice is about to question if this is all a hoax, the lead car, Rob's, slows down. Up ahead is something unexpected, an old, unmarked tunnel in the middle of a suburban neighborhood. Its yawning mouth is dark and uninviting. The convoy comes to a stop. Hearts pound. Rob's voice crackles over the radio. This is it. Once we go through, we're in the game. Taking a deep breath, Alice tightens her grip on her camera. The cars roll forward and enter the tunnel, headlights pushing into blackness. For a moment, all is concrete and darkness. Then, they emerge on the other side, into somewhere entirely new. Crossing through the tunnel is like flipping a switch. On the other side, the convoy finds themselves in a world that superficially looks like our own, but with a strange, deserted stillness. The road stretches out into a quiet forest. There are no other cars, no power lines, no sign of civilization, just an endless expanse of trees and a narrow road that wasn't there before. They have entered the road's domain. As Alice records her impressions, she notes an unsettling wrongness in the air. Time itself seems distorted. The sun hangs at an odd angle, and the light doesn't quite match the time of day it should be. The travelers press on, aware now that the only way out is to keep going forward. The only way is through, as Rob says. It isn't long before the road presents its first test. After a series of quiet miles, the convoy encounters a figure standing by the roadside. It's a hitchhiker, a well-dressed, handsome man in his 30s, smiling pleasantly and thumbing for a ride. He looks completely ordinary, and that's what makes it frightening. Rob immediately radios a warning. This is not a normal hitchhiker. It's one of the road's obstacles. The rules of the left-right game are explicit here. You must pick up the hitchhiker, drive him exactly 2 miles, and drop him off, all without speaking a single word to him. Under no circumstances should anyone engage if he tries to talk, and he will try. With tense resolve, they let the hitchhiker into the first car. As the journey continues, the hitchhiker cheerfully chats, trying every trick to get a response, jokes, personal questions, even humming tunes. Alice, following in the second vehicle, watches uneasily. She can see Rob in the driver's seat ahead, staring straight ahead, knuckles white on the wheel, ignoring the stranger's friendly banter. The air in both cars is thick with tension. For those long 2 miles, everyone's throat burns with the urge to shout or respond, but they know one slip-up could be fatal. Finally, Rob's odometer ticks over, and they pull off to the side. The hitchhiker, still smiling, steps out. He peers back in one last time, and in a chilling moment, his friendly grin falters into a knowing smirk, as if he's aware of the torment he caused. Then he gives a polite wave and vanishes into the tree line. The convoy breathes a collective sigh of relief. They followed the rule and survived this round. But as they drive on, Alice can't shake the feeling that they've just barely escaped something truly sinister. Later, they learn why that rule exists. Anyone who speaks to the hitchhiker falls under his mind-warping influence, driven to obsession and doom. And this, they now realize, was only the first challenge the road has in store. Further down the road, the convoy comes upon a quaint town nestled in a valley. A faded wooden sign by the road reads, "Welcome to Jubilation. You're always welcome." Jubilation looks like a picture-perfect small American town from the 1950s. The sun is shining, picket fences line the streets, and cheerful townsfolk wave from their porches. It's a bewildering sight in the middle of uncharted wilderness. Low on fuel and hungry, the group hesitantly rolls into town, hoping to find supplies. The locals indeed welcome them warmly, perhaps too warmly. As Alice explores with her camera rolling, she notes that every resident's smile never quite reaches their eyes. There's a Stepford-like quality to the place. When one of the convoy members mentions leaving, the friendly cafe owner's face twitches into a frown for just a split second. Something is very wrong in Jubilation. Soon, the dark truth emerges. Jubilation doesn't let go of its guests easily. The hospitality turns into a polite imprisonment. Subtle obstacles arise to delay the convoy's departure. One traveler, mesmerized by the town's charms, suggests maybe they should stay the night, a suggestion that horrifies Alice and Rob, who sense the town's hidden intent. As dusk falls, the once friendly townspeople gather on the streets, their smiles now eerily frozen. It becomes clear that if the convoy doesn't escape before night, they might never escape at all. In a nail-biting sequence, Alice and Rob rally the group to make a break for it. Engines roar to life. The townsfolk's hospitality drops entirely, revealing something inhuman in their desperate faces as they try to block the road. The cars tear out of Jubilation, leaving a cloud of dust. When the group finally looks back, the cheerful town lies silent and dark, as if it was never really there, or waiting for its next visitors. They've survived another trial, deeply shaken. Escaping Jubilation, the convoy journeys onward, deeper into the road's domain. With each passing mile, reality unravels further. The environment shifts in bizarre ways. At one point, the forest opens up to a vast field of tall, white trees that stretch unnaturally into the sky. At another, the road runs alongside a coast, where the ocean water is glassy black and completely still. Time and space behave strangely. Days and nights blur together. The traveller's compasses spin uselessly, and GPS is long dead. Alice notes in her journal that even their memories feel fuzzy at the edges, as if the road is slowly changing them the longer they stay. The convoy faces new challenges that test their will and sanity. In one eerie episode, a thick fog rolls in, and within it they hear voices of loved ones calling out, hallucinations designed to lure them off the path. In another, they find an abandoned car in the middle of the road, its interior clawed to shreds by an unknown force. a warning of what could happen to them. Rob, the veteran of the road, grows more agitated and secretive, clutching a worn notebook that maps out known obstacles. Tensions in the group run high. Not everyone will make it to the end. As they push further, the stars above no longer match Earth's constellations. One night, Alice looks up and sees 2 moons hanging in the sky, bathing the landscape in an alien glow. It's a sobering reminder. They're literally not in our world anymore. Yet, despite the mounting terror, Alice's determination only grows. This is the story of a lifetime, and she's come too far to turn back. Bruised, sleep-deprived, and teetering on the edge of fear, the group drives on into realms no human was ever meant to see. Every journey has an end, and for the left-right game, the end is as mysterious as its beginning. The final leg of Alice's expedition is shrouded in uncertainty and dread. In the climax of the story, as depicted in the final podcast episodes titled Only Way is Through and The End of the Road, the convoy reaches a point of no return. One by one, the challenges have whittled down the group. By the time Alice and Rob approach the road's terminus, they carry the weight of loss and knowledge, having witnessed impossible horrors and even the disappearance of friends. The tale builds to a fever pitch as Alice must decide how far she's willing to go. In the original Reddit series, these events are partially revealed through recordings and journal entries that Alice left behind, which her friend back in the UK discovers. The final moments are fragmented and haunting. An audio recorder catches Alice's voice gasping in wonder or terror at something ahead. Rob shouting, "Alice, don't!" The sound of a car door opening, and then static. When her friend tries to retrace Alice's path later, she's nowhere to be found. All that remains is her abandoned car parked on an empty road at the edge of a forest, and a satchel of tapes and notebooks detailing the journey. It's as if Alice Sharman vanished into thin air, swallowed by the very phenomenon she set out to investigate. The ultimate fate of Alice, and the true nature of the road, are left tantalizingly open. Did she step fully into a parallel world, sacrificing herself for the story? Did she find what's at the end of the road, something beyond human comprehension? The only certainty is that playing the left-right game comes at a cost. It's a sobering ending that underlines the story's central theme, the perilous line between curiosity and obsession. Despite its audio drama success, the left-right game has no feature film yet, but it's easy to imagine how powerful one could be. The story's blend of urban legend, psychological horror, and sci-fi concepts offers rich cinematic potential. A film adaptation could follow Alice's journey even deeper into those terrifying alternate dimensions, with visuals that capture the otherworldly sights only hinted at in the podcast. We might see the idyllic horror of jubilation in full color, smiling citizens whose eyes gleam with something inhuman, or the moment when Alice looks up to an alien night sky with 2 moons. A movie could also delve into the character's inner struggles. For example, Alice's determination to get the story at all costs makes for a compelling arc. How far will a journalist go in pursuit of the truth? The film could explore the cost of curiosity, each bizarre encounter pushing Alice closer to the edge as she sacrifices safety for answers. Rob Guthard's perspective could add another layer, as a man obsessed with the road's secrets, grappling with guilt over those he's led into danger. The central theme, how much are you willing to risk for a great story or adventure, would resonate on screen as we watch the characters make harrowing choices. With the right director, a left-right game film could be a tense, atmospheric journey that's equal parts road trip thriller and cosmic horror. Imagine the suspense of A Quiet Place mixed with the mind-bending parallel worlds of Stranger Things, all grounded in an eerie, realistic style like Chernobyl, the miniseries. That is the kind of tone a film could strike. Until such a film materializes, fans are left to dream and discuss what could be. One thing's for sure, the next time you're on a lonely road and see an unmarked turn, you might think twice about playing the left-right game yourself. After all, you never know where that next left turn might lead, or if you'll return to tell the tale. If you enjoyed this story, consider subscribing for more horror stories that explore the dark, the philosophical, and the strange corners of the universe. Until next time, stay curious.